25th of June. Who'd have thought? 25th of June already. And we're on tile number 453. So I reckon we should just get going. We talk about the weather too much. We know it's lovely, and I'm sure most of you are sitting outside having a little bit of a, gin and tonic maybe, but not us. We're here at HQ working, so I'm going to take a little bit of time out just to chill and see what we can come up with. So if you're ready, shall we do it? I'm going to come in and I'm going to come straight in with pen, but as you know, you never have to if you don't want to. It's fine. And I think first things first, I want to put myself a curve in. Okay, so here we go. Let's put one in. Now, I'm not going to touch the edges because then I'm going to put a bit of a border in as well, but let's do it. I'm not even going to go from edge to edge. I'm going to be a bit of a rebel today. Look at this curve. Okay, see, just my start off there was a little bit shaky, but that's okay. Let's put that in. Okay, so next little bit then, I'm going to choose one side, doesn't matter which, and I'm going to put border. So I'm going to go with this one. Let's have a look. Not too wide, just keep it going there. Just do it by eye. See, and then there you go. As if by magic, it mostly fits. There you go. All right, so we've got this really kind of weird little bit of a shape, but that's okay. So where to start with? I think I'm going to start with this side. And what I'm going to do is come in with my pencil, just lightly. Let's turn it round a bit because, see, Pat, all you had to say was the garden, and I'd have thought you were having a bit of a gin and tonic there. But no, a cup of tea is just as nice. It is. I'm going to put a shape in there, a bit circular. And I'm going to do another one. Not too wide, look, but wide enough that we can get something in there. There's 2. And another one. There's 3. And notice again, I've not put in the middle. It doesn't matter. There's 3. And we have a birthday as well. Happy birthday, Pat. That's why you're sitting in the garden having a cup of tea. Happy birthday. I know, Pat, you've been with me now for a very long time. Okay, all right. So we've got this. So I'm going to split up my space through the centre. I'm not going to bother with the middle there. I'm going to imagine, though, that's sort of where the middle's going to be. And then here, let's have a look. I'm going to do one in the middle. No, I'm going to go 2 lines because that's going to give me 3 spaces. And then here, same thing. So I've actually got 6 sections. Okay. Oh, I know, Yvonne. I like to keep you all guessing. All right. So let's sort of go in a bit and start in the middle here. Okay. You ready? I know, Joe, I don't know how do I sort that out. I don't know how it's blurry or why. What am I doing wrong? We sorted it once, didn't we? But I don't know how I did it. Oh, that's a bit flashy. We don't want to do that, do we? Oh, see, if Chris is around, he could probably tell me. But I don't know. Oh, okay, anyway, we'll do the best we can. All right, let's move it out a little bit. At least you can see it a bit better there. Okay, next one then. So doesn't matter which side you start from, tap the screen. I've tapped the screen, Chris. Is that any better? I don't know. Right, anyway. So I'm going to go from one side and I'm going to do that lovely sort of loop kind of shape, see? And I'm going to fill the whole space with that loop design. Okay. Now stop and start when you need to. And notice that loop design, it doesn't meet in the middle. It's sort of more to one edge as it works its way around. Okay. All right, because I can't check anything about autofocus now, can I? I'll have a look I'll have a look when I've done this tile. Not that that helps you with the tile, but there we go. Okay, so we've got that going on. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. Oh dear, maybe not. Okay. All right, so let's have a look then. I've got my lines here. So I'm going to come and put a curve on each side. You see, like so. And this one. I must admit, actually, Nigel's phone yesterday when we did a bit of a live, his was quite blurry and it was a bit misty looking. It looked like we were in some kind of a fog. But we weren't. It was very hot over there yesterday. There was no air conditioning in the studio. See, so you're going to get a little bits there as well. Okay. All right. So next bit, let's have a look. I'm going to do something similar, but this time I'm going to imagine sort of halfway in between each. So I'm not going to worry about this one for now. I'm going to come in with one that I can work on. And I'm going to put that shape in. Like that. And then I'm coming to the next one, imagine, part way. And then curves in. And then the next one, see, imagine. And put that same shape in. And again. And again. Now you've got that hang of it. And come back to the front. And I know that this is sort of part way. So we can get one in there as well. Okay. So then this is a little bit easier because you know where you're starting and ending. I'm going to put lines in along here. And then along here. Okay. And then this one. I'll tell you what, it didn't feel like yesterday in the studio. It didn't feel very Christmassy with the heat. It was, yeah. Lovely decorations though. I think they did well with that. All nice and all gold and things. It's lovely. Jackie, yes, absolutely it is. I know Leslie has made a shacket out of some of the pink and purple diamonds. I'm going to do one actually out of the carnival stuff, but yeah, it is. I've done a shirt out of Riverside Row. Okay, see what I'm doing here now? Similar sort of thing. We see how they're sort of going opposite directions and they're sort of forming this little bit of a diamond shape in the middle. Along we go. So you can do all the same way again if you want to and then come back and do the others. But I think for this one, I'm going to do each side as I go. Oh, Jackie, which one are you going to use? There's so many, isn't there? Of course, I did a quilted jacket as well. So. Now here, am I going to do one because it's sort of part off there? I'm going to extend that a little bit so I can get that one in. There you go. It looks a bit neater, doesn't it? And then here, I'm going to get part of that one there. Okay. All right. I'm going to leave that as is just for now. And then I'm going to come to this next section here. All right. So let's have a look what we're going to do here then. I think I'm going to stick with this kind of design, but with a little bit of a difference. I'm going to start here and I'm going to create sort of a loop here. See, it's a bit bigger already. And then as I work my way around, I'm going to do another one even bigger. If you want to do this in pencil, that's fine. So I've got a little bit of that pattern coming in here. Okay. All right. Oh, Heather, yeah, bobbin lace and all that is really good. I did a little bit of that once when I was a bit younger. I've not done that for a while. Okay, so I'm going to corner off a little bit. If you want to do the other side, go ahead. It's fine. And then on this side, I'm going to put lines in like this. See, they're slightly curved all the way down. And this one, slightly curved all the way down. And then this one, you're just going to get that bottom edge. I'm still going to do it like that. Okay. So, next little bit. Now, we're going to be a little bit off piece because normally for this we would actually put a circle in to start with, but I think today I want us to do it without to see how it looks. So I've got this lovely little curve exactly the same as we've done here, Then I'm going to do one this side. Then I'm going to go in sixes. So I've got 2 this side and 2 this side. Like that. Okay. So let's do another one. There we go. Next to each other, and then see one there, whichever way you want to draw it, whichever way you're more comfortable. And if you really want to put the circle in to start with, you can that. But I'm just wondering whether, you know, sometimes it's nice to see if you can do it without. You're going to get a slightly different shape, of course, but it's still going to look fabulous. See one in the corner there. So you notice that I'm putting some of them, they're not necessarily all sort of on their own. Some are going behind these shapes, which is fine. See, I'm going to put like a part one here. So it just looks like it's going underneath. And then into these ones here. Again, I think I prefer doing it that way. And then putting those 2 in. And if I do one here, yeah, most definitely I like that one that way and then that way. Okay, and this one. So I'm putting a few of these around the place just to give me a little bit of, you know, interest there. Let's have a part one here. So it's very definitely 2 different sides today. We've got this sort of really quite structured one, and then we've got one here that's a little bit sort of more free. So here, spaces here. Let's do a few more of those flowers. That one, and that one, and then those. And then let's do one here. Okay. All right, like that. Got a space here as well. I see it's part of this loop design, but I'm sort of ignoring the bottom sections and coming in with a different design there. So again, like flower, here we go. Notice I'm not actually taking my pen off really. It's sort of following on, doing its own thing. Let's put little bubbles in there. It's all different sizes. Okay. So they're not touching, they're not joining together, but they're going in there. Okay. There we go. And then you find the rest of your little spaces and put them in there. And there we go. So, you know, as few or as many as you like. Oh, really, thanks. It's so, I think it's all the flowers and the petals, isn't it? Makes a difference. I'm going to put a couple in there. And then, of course, it depends what colours you're going to use. I don't know if I'm going to... I might put a bit of colour in. Let's see how it goes. Okay. So, I'm going to do now, you see all the pencil lines that we've got here? Now it's sort of had time to settle in. I'm going to get rid of it. Because we just want those patterns in there. Okay. And first things first, all these little shapes, I'm going to put a couple of little flicks either side. It's something we've done before, so I'm not too worried about giving you a lot of, you know, zoom in or anything like that with that. You see, little flicks. So it doesn't matter which way you do it, whether you go in order or all one way then all another. We're just getting a little bit of interest there. See, sort of along we go. And always from the point inwards, you find that you get a nice sort of dark centerpiece then, which is what you're after. It gives it that little bit of dimension. All along there. See how that kind of works? Into those. So each one getting its own little bit of attention. And along there. Okay, so looking at my shapes on the insides now, I'm going to follow the lines, like so, and then along there. Oh, I know, Rose, it's just really funny because we all sort of know these stories and we love them, don't we? So there's a few inclusions there. I think some I haven't put names in, and you can sort of add your own, can't you? So like the post office doesn't have anybody particular in there, but you know, you could add your own. Well, it's just nice. Right, here we go. Here's Lynn, look. And then Glenys, yeah, as far as sewing machines go, I would agree with that. Yeah, do yourself a row of stitches of all the different ones. Good practice, and then you know what you've got on your machine. So you see here, look, I'm doing all of the shapes, but when I'm doing the bottom one, see, it's going into the last one. There we go. Into the last one. But of course the top one is following the shape round. This is disappearing in there. Let's do this one here. So it's really sort of filling that area, isn't it? There we are. Okay. So I'm going to swap over and I'm going to bring an 05 pen in for a moment. Now I know we don't use these much, and we perhaps should use them a bit more. And the telephone story. Oh, Rose, wait till you see. You wait till you get yours. Yeah, you'll know who it is. Oh, look, I've missed one. Look, see all this talk about the high street, and then of course the little selection box stencil as well. Okay, so I'm going to choose a side, and I'm going to thicken up that side. See how much easier it is with that 05. There we go. So it doesn't matter which one, but stick to it once you've chosen. Okay. And then same here, look. Same side. Okay. Now because this is a slightly different shape, we're going to have an extra thick line here too. But again, once you've decided, stick with it. Don't want them in different sort of positions. Look at the difference that's made. Yeah. So we're also going to go across this top edge. So I'm going to do all this side first. Like this. All the way along. And then this way. I know, Pat, this is not so much a challenge, but it's got a lot of interest in it. And it's nice to see it build up, isn't it? From some simple shapes and looking at things you can do with the same shape but make it a little bit different. Look at the difference that's made. Okay. Even with a bit of blur on it. Oh, Janet, I know you're always there for me. Always. Okay. If I've missed something, Janet will be there and she will know. There you go. Okay. All right, so far so good then. That's our first little bit done. Oh. So let's have a look. I'm going to come in with my regular pen again. So this is my 03. And I'm going to add some sort of little shapes in. You know, we do the basic kind of curves with bubbles on. I'm going to sort of fill that bottom half of the bubble. But the nice thing about this is if I actually work it down, it's going to come into that gap there. You see? Let's do another one. So let's put one in here, look. All right, up there. I'm going to fill that bottom half. And again, if I follow it down, you see it's going to go in there. And it's going to come in there. So you can see them coming in the background. So I'm going to put a few in. Now what I'm going to do is draw them all in first. I'm not going to put that little bit of ink in there because then I know which ones I've done and which ones I haven't. So I can go about doing this without any care in the world, adding some of those shapes in. Okay, there you are. See, that one looks going underneath that. I think maybe just one there, look. All right. And then I could take any one. So let's colour this one in. A little bit at the bottom. And then I'm going to follow it down. You see it's coming down there. This one. Oh, fill that in. And then it's coming down this way. So let's pick another one. One I've not filled in yet. And then look, it's coming down this way. This one. It's coming down and there. And then this one. Okay. So let's try this one. It's coming this way. So it's going to go through there. So a really nice way of doing it, you can be quite sort of fearless at the top. And then you can come in and put your lines in. It just makes it a little bit easier for you. And you can direct them if you want to different ways. I've not got many going through these top ones, but that's okay. I've got enough for what I need. So next little bit then, let's bring our pencil in and see what we can sort of do from there. Let's just move this up a little bit. Okay, so let's address these little bits first. So I'm going to come in a bit of pencil at the top there and a little bit at the bottom there. A little bit at the top and the bottom. Same here, look, top and bottom. And then these ones, I'm going to have some coming down here. And then this side too. Okay. Don't worry about being too neat, as long as you've got some in there. That's all good. All right. So let's put a little bit in those bubbles. Only the bigger ones that you can see, that you can get a bit of shading in there. I'm not going to do the flowers. I think I'm going to put a bit of colour on those. And here we go. Tortillon comes in. And let's soften these off. Now the idea is we're going to leave a little bit of a gap in the middle there. Let's put some in here. Same here, look, so we're going to have a little bit of a gap in that bit there. So you've got something a little bit different. And then this one here. So you just ease off the pressure. Don't need too much. You just want to try and soften it out. See, look, I'm coming in first with little swirls. And then as I work my way out, see, just little movements, soften it out as you go. It's going to almost disappear. See, along there. And along there. Okay. So there's another one done. A little bit on this one. Okay. So I'm going to bring my 05 pen back in. I think I'm just going to touch that. You know, sometimes you look at it on screen and then you look at it in real life. It looks a little bit different. I'm going to have a bit of a thicker line there. And that one. And that one. Okay. Sort that out. So, looking at this piece now, I'm going to turn it round. And I want to have some shadow all the way across that line because I definitely want there to be a section off between the two. Okay. Oh, did a bit there. Oh, I've not done my bubbles. I can go back and do them. No, I'll do them now. Soften them off a little bit. Don't need much. The idea is try not to completely cover the whole thing. And just work your way into each shape there. And then here, there's two ways of doing it. I could actually go into the top and the bottom of each one and have a little bit of shade there. Or I could sort of choose to do the sort of shapes I started with. So let's do that one there. And then here, if I go from point to point, it sort of gives me that original curve back, you see? Same here, look, point to point. Point to point. It gives me that curved shape. All right. So Doesn't matter. I think I'm going to do these first. I'm going to sort of come in with swirls. Around on one edge, then around on the other edge as well. Let's work the two together. Okay, so here's a little bit darker. So if I come in a very light approach and soften that off. Same along here. See, swirls to start with. Now I'm working sort of both sides here because I've only put one line of pencil in. And sort of control it so you're not going too far in. Okay. Same here. Now if you wanted to, you could actually put your line back in with pen first, but we're not going for that seriously hard approach today. I've got those little bits and pieces giving it the depth underneath, so doesn't need it on every level. I'll have a little bit of texture coming through. You see? And then around this line. So if you'd have chose the other side of the line, you'd get a similar thing, but similar a different side. So you'd get one more prominent than the other. Okay. So what I want to do here now is I'm going to bring out a bit of my coloured pencil in. Actually, I might use the darks. I might use one of the greys. Let's have a look. Here we go. Got Doodle Grey. And put some in. Now, hopefully these pencils will be here this week. So, I know some of you have been waiting for them. So have I. Alright, so you see, just work it round, soften it off. So you've got that very definite shape. And then where we'd normally have a black line, I'm going to bring in a little bit of this grey. Just following those points. Just want it a little bit darker than what the graphite can do. Okay, there we go. All right, so I'm going to, this moment, now usually I would ink my tiles before I do this, and you can do it at any point. So I could have drawn it, then inked it, then shaded it. So I'm going to bring a little bit of paper in. I'm going to bring just a little bit of ink in. Now this is a really juicy one. It's sort of been upside down. So here it is. And I've got, look, I mean, it's really quite wet. So what I'm going to do is dab a bit on, and I'm just going to take a little bit off. And what I want to do is add some around this corner here. So see, I'd rather do it in little bits and build it than put a big splodge on it. Yeah, I mean, if a big splodge ends up on it, it's quite simple. You have to put a bigger bubble in there somewhere. There's always ways of working it. And I don't want to move it too much because, of course, I've got some shading going on in there. And I don't really want to move that. But I wanted you to see that you can do it at any stage. Oh, see, look, I've got a bit on there. Let's get that sorted. It was a bit of a drop, wasn't it? Here we go. So for any point, you know, you do this and you think, oh my word, what have I done here? I've made a right mess of it. Now you see with this one, look, I just keep going and keep going. You see it's sort of moved itself out and it's giving you a little bit of a shade there. Okay, let's just keep going with that for a moment. You see, just keep going with it. So I'm going to just bring, well, I told you it was really juicy, a little bit down here. So I've sort of gone around the outer edge of the tile without really going too much into the shading and things like that. Okay, but if you find you've got a piece, you know, maybe you've got a splodge and you're like, my goodness, what did I do? As long as you've not got much ink on this, it's not really sort of quite too wet, bring a stencil in. And choose, see that space there, look, where I've got a little bit darker there. I don't mind it, but what I can do is I can choose, look, that area where I'm going to put my stencil in. I'm not pressing on here because I say there's a lot of ink going on. And I can make it a feature, see, by adding in a little bit of a stencil, and that sorts it out. Look at that. So that darker bit now is part of that design that goes on in there, okay? So because I've used a purpley colour, I'm going to bring in a purpley colour pencil. Let's have a look. What have I got? So I could bring it. So many to choose from now. That's what it is. I think I'll go with one of my deep blues. No, I don't deep blue. I'll go with something a bit lighter. Here we go. Mid-pink purple. It's very similar. And what I want to do here is add a little bit to the insides of each one. There we go. You see? Great match. All right. Now you could have done this first and added the ink, but I think this is now going to sit on top. So any bits of ink that are sort of, see, like here, look, it'll be a bit more vivid across the top there. And goes without saying, I'm going to bring a bit of white in. Always check the end of your white. You don't, if I've got purple here and I've got yellow on this is going to end up going a bit brown, and we don't want that. We want to keep the colour if we can, so let's add a touch of that white in place. And little bits there. You see, they're not big enough to add too much blending, but having a touch of colour, and because I've got some ink over there now, the white is standing out a little more than it would have done. And of course, bringing in just that little bit of colour, it's not going to take too long, and it's going to enhance it, but you don't have to sort of think, I've got to be a colourist to do it. It's just a little bit of interest. Okay, so I'm just going to come back in with that purple colour and just sort of enhance the middle bits again. Now, a couple of layers doesn't hurt. It's not going to take long at all. See, look, I didn't blend that one. Okay. Go. Okay. I mean, there's one more thing you can do while I've got my white pencil out. Oh, thank you, Maureen. It's nice it's got two different things going on, isn't it? So you see where we've got this really dark line here? I'm going to come in with my white pencil and add a white one in over there. I'm not going to make it too prominent, but what it's going to do, it's going to just sort of clean up that edge, and it's going to enhance the fact that you've got a dark and a light together, okay? There's nothing stopping me coming in again. Look, let's have a little bit more of that darker grey here. Now we put that white on the end, see? And just really darken it up so it seriously looks like it's going under. And maybe just look a touch more in there as well. Oh, Rose, I don't know. I mean, there are so many people out there that do really good brushes, and it's same with inks. I'd like to do my own sort of range of coloured ink for writing, but you know, maybe that's something for in the future. Okay, look at that. So it depends which way you want it to be. You know, that looks like it's sitting in a little pocket, doesn't it? But then we did start it that way. It really doesn't matter. Let's have a look. Kind of like it that way. So here we go, signature on. Let's put that there. SR as usual. I know, Lynn, absolutely. All these things. Okay, so there we go. There's our tile for the day. I hope you enjoy this one. Give it a bit of a go. If you've never inked before, maybe today's the day that you have a go. Now you've seen how it's done. It's not too tricky. And I think sometimes it's nice to have the ink before, sometimes afterwards, whatever you're comfortable with. But just enjoy it, have a bit of fun with it. Very, very sort of simple shapes and things, but it's made a really little, a little pretty tile, hasn't it? Okay, have fun then, everybody. We're here working. We're getting your Sewing Street orders out. hobby maker orders are going to sort of be started tomorrow, so you know, your Christmas bits and pieces will be on your way soon. Thank you so much for watching yesterday, and okay, I will see you here on Friday. So okay, have a good one everybody, take care, bye.